Now, the Muruga Mutt Seer is to be taken to magistrate court. This despite the hospital certificate where it said that he is unwell. The police, now we are given to understand, are preparing the POCSO accused for him to be presented before the magistrate court. These developments come 24 hours after he was arrested late last night, after 5 to 6 day delay since filing the FIR that had POCSO charges against Muruga Mutt Seer. He was arrested by the police. He is likely to be produced in the magistrate's court today. Earlier in the day, as per the protocols, his medical was conducted where after he had claimed that he had pain in his chest. You can see there him being taken in an ambulance. He was shifted to an ICU ward. Now, police are preparing him to be taken to the magistrate court. Does that mean that his health has improved and that he is capable of being produced? My colleague Deepak Gopanna will be soon joining us with all the details on that matter. But remember, there has been a lot of consternation around how police have been in go-slow mode when it came to this matter. Even when it came to questioning or summoning this seer, it took them 5 to 6 days. In fact, when he was on his way to Haveri, the police spotted him and then advised him to come.
So will you be producing him before the court?
Right, we'll try and get in touch with Deepak over there. There is a lot of commotion. You can see the number of security personnel deployed. This is Chitradurga outside the hospital where the seer is right now. He is going to be taken from this hospital to the magistrate's court where he is going to give a statement. Deepak, what's the latest you can tell us?
Well, Priya, a little bit of an embarrassing situation for the police. The court questioning them as to why, they were not informed about his ill health. Why was the court not apprised about him needing additional medical care and, possibilities of even him being shifted out of, this particular ICU at Chitradurga to Bengaluru. Now, the court has asked for him to be produced. Earlier, of course, the lawyers went ahead and told the court that they will not be able to do so. They even tried to submit medical documents, but the court insisting that he should be produced. So that's what is happening right now. This is something that was not expected probably by the police. I'm going to ask Sunil to show you now the ambulance that has now arrived at the government the hospital. Let me in fact ask Sunil to move a little away from the cameras right now, which is facing the ICU doors, to now show you across this stretch where you can see the ambulance has just arrived. They had insisted that the ambulance should have all facilities of an ICU inside, and that's the kind of ambulance that has been right now brought in. And any moment now he'll be shifted from here to the court, and depending on what the court says and if it in fact gives permission for the accused seer in this case to be shifted to another hospital, and if they're convinced based on the medical documents that have been submitted, then he will be shifted to Bengaluru. Meanwhile, take a look inside. This is, of course, not your regular ambulance. This is equipped with the latest medical equipment. A stretcher being taken out. The seer will be brought in a stretcher. You should understand that earlier in the day, Priya, he did walk on his own into the casualty ward. After the checks were done, then came a wheelchair, and then finally a stretcher to bring him just about 50 to 60 feet from one building to another. And once again, a stretcher is the choice that the doctors are making, as they say that he has a serious ailment in his heart. So what is this exactly? How did it happen all of a sudden when he was walking even last night? The biggest question that comes up during a situation that arises like this, because of the kind of investigation that has gone on, the delay and all the questions around it, whether this is yet another excuse instead of the seer being inside prison as judicial custody has been given for 14 days, or before the police question him, whether the comfort of a hospital is what they are trying to look at, and if there is any sort of wrongdoing here with pertaining to his a medical examination. These are questions that come up, but nonetheless we do hope that if there is a serious medical ailment, it is resolved at the earliest. The cops, of course, were seeking 5 days, custody for questioning him, and that's where the questions arose in court. That where is the accused? Why has he not been produced while they are asking for his custody for interrogation? As we speak at this point in time, let's try and get in a word from the SP as well. So if you can tell us, last one small question: are you going to take him to court, sir? Are you going to take him to court now? Well, the SP there not taking that question. We'll of course try and ask him once again if the seer is going to be taken to court. Now they're making way. Very soon we could have the seer making his way out. Let's wait as to what the doctors as well say as we take a look at these visuals now coming in of heavy police deployment outside this government ICU facility here in Chitradurga, while efforts were made for him to be shifted to Bengaluru. This is a sudden change of plan for him to be taken to court. If the seer is going to remain on a stretcher, how is it going to really change the scenario in court? Will he be taken in a stretcher inside the court premises? These are multiple questions that come up. Meanwhile, now the ambulance has just been moved out. It's not clear as of now how he will be moved to court, whether a different vehicle will be used to move him to court, whether he will be able to sit in a car, a normal police car or a van probably. So these are details we await as the senior level police officers as well have made their way here, and at this point in time, like I mentioned, hectic activity once again being witnessed.
Right, hectic activity being witnessed. Finally, when the police have decided to get into action, even now they are being put in the dock, this time by none other than the court itself. As Deepak was telling us earlier, the court had pulled the cops when they sought his custodial interrogation. The court asked, where is the accused? And they were told that the accused is in hospital because, remember, the seer had said that he has suddenly developed a chest pain after he was arrested by the police and was taken to the hospital where he signed up in an ICU ward. But now it seems that the most common ruse that you see being adopted, so much so that it's almost predictable, that whenever a person who is of any kind of prominence is arrested or faces arrest by the police or any legal action, the